Hi, Jason. My name is Arlene.
Hi,
Uh,
Arlene.
for my Sangre Latina, nice to meet you. It's a really pleasure to meet you. What an amazing movie.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you so
it.
much. It's very nice
I
to
think
meet
it's
you as
the
well.
it's the first one, the best one of all of them. I will tell you that.
That's what I like to
Okay.
hear. That's great.
Let's start. What was your creative vision for the production design of Transformers One?
My vision was very much a collaboration between myself and my director, Josh Cooley. And I really wanted to make sure that I was getting all of his hopes and dreams in the movie for what his hopes and desires were to tell the story. And so those came from a culmination of a lot of conversations very early on about Generation One and the original 1984 series and the 1986 ideas for the film, and being able to take a lot of that history and visual scope and then bring it and transplant it into our film. We
Mhm.
also looked at Michael Bay. We looked at all of the scale and the giant, big robot fights and how things feel just epic. And we wanted to learn from that, and being able to talk to Lorenzo, who has worked on all of those movies, was very instrumental in being able to transcend that into Transformers One.
Okay, how do you balance the futuristic elements with the grounded real world settings on the film?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Everything had to come from a place of research. And so we talked a lot about how, you're in an underground world in the very beginning, in Icon City, and then you move your way through the canopy of that undercrust to the
Hmm.
surface. And so we wanted to create this techno-organic sort of environment.
Hmm.
And Icon City is a marriage between cassette futurism and
Yes.
Art Deco, and taking those two elements and then bringing them together, and then the surface of Icon becoming into the Cybertronian surface. We wanted to
Yeah.
feel the evolution of the transforming landscape and this like sort of obsidian opalescence that's happening right when you get to the surface, and seeing those vibrations of the aurora borealis and the transforming landscapes. We wanted to have that rich visual contrast.
How do you ensure continuity and coherence in design across the different environment and set pieces in the movie?
That's an awesome question. So myself and my art director, Gerald De Jesus, we made sure that we got the script, and we took every single story beat from the script and created a visual for each one. And that comes to mapping the time of day. It comes to the location design and breaking down
Hmm.
what those locations are, and then also doing color and light. And I myself, as a production designer, and my art director, Gerald, we actually created a color script for the entire movie, which is like a colorful visual journey of paintings that
Hmm.
show you from the very beginning to the very end of the movie. And we weave that needle of emotionality through it. So there's these arcs that are happening throughout the movie where you're going on the journey of their breakup, because they're
Uh-huh.
best friends at first and everything is happy and cheery. And by the end of the movie, it's very epic. And you lose that. It's sort of a Shakespearean, sort of biblical feeling, and we
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
make sure that that transcended visually on screen and you felt that as an audience emotionally.
Oh yes, it was. How what role did technology play in bringing your design to life, especially for a film with such a heavy CGI?
Working with Industrial Light and Magic, we used this technique called stagecraft in the very beginning, and they used it on Mandalorian, where we actually used real actors and we did motion capture for reference. And
Hmm.
then that reference was given to our animators that would later hand key the animation by hand. And so it's a keyframe animation style, just like Disney.
Hmm.
We would take that animation and bring it into the computer and render it. And it was my job to make sure that the quality control of the set building, all the way to the lighting and to the rendering and the DI, was all
Wow.
in perfect synchronicity. And so I'm a kind of like quality control specialist, but also a designer as well.
What can you share a moment of the aspect of production that you actually really particularly really proud of what happened,
Oh
what
yeah,
it
I
came to
mean,
life?
that's a great question too. I feel like I'm proud of the whole film. There's parts of it that emotionally make me feel more. And I think
Hmm.
the two scenes for me is the truth is the scene where you see Alpha Trion and he's all buried in rocks, and you wake him up for the first time, and he uses this rust inside the environment to create the story of the primes. And I pitched this idea to Josh, and he absolutely loved it. He's like, now go make that, like go
Make
make
it.
that real. And so we did these paintings in the art department of the primes as little particle effects inside the environment. And we gave those paintings and ideas to ILM, and they made that into a reality. And to see that come to life, it took a long time, but to see that come to life was sort of an apex hoorah moment for me on the movie. And then, of course, the ending when he falls into the planet and
Oh
you see
yeah.
Primus for the first time.
I was
Artist,
high.
my artist Yun Ling and I, we color keyed and designed that entire sequence together,
Hmm.
and that was a career highlight for me. It was one of the most amazing sequences in the film.
It was the whole film. It was amazing. Uh, how do you think the production design enhanced the storytelling and overall impact of the film?
I think it's just as important as the story because it's what you see at the end of the day on screen is the way it looks. And we wanted to do something very different with this film. We wanted to obviously pay homage to the classic films and in the 86 cartoon, but also make it feel updated and modern and sort of told through a modern lens as well. And so I think it's the most important thing because at the end of the day, it's what you see. And
Hmm.
so if you don't see anything and you're just hearing it, you're not really feeling it all the way through. And so we felt it was very critical to make sure that the audience believed what they were watching and that when they go home, they're still thinking about it. They're still resonating with the visuals of the film.
Oh yeah, the film. To finish, I just want to congratulate you. The film is amazing. I've seen all the Transformers. I grew up with Transformers,
That's
uh,
awesome.
and this is like for me, this is the best one. And I read the reviews, and I think a lot of people agree and say the same thing. And amazing, great job, great production. The design and the editing, everything just came amazing, just amazing.
That is so
Congratulations.
kind of you to say that. And hearing that you're a fan as well. And also I grew up with the films. I wanted to make sure that I was doing service for you so
Mm-hmm.
that you were watching it and really feeling the love and the passion of whatever filmmaker was involved. And all of us really love this film. And we're just so happy it's finally out in the world and people can watch it.
Oh, yes. And it's going to be in everybody's houses soon.
Good. Yes.
Yay.
That's where
Well,
it's going to
thank you
live
so
longest,
much.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.